Welcome to the Brent Gove podcast with co-host Eric Lofholm. We are building 1 million agents in 100 countries in 10 years. Now, here's your host, Brent Gove.
And welcome back to the big show. I'm Brent Gove with my co-host,
Eric Lofholm. Excited to be here today. And today, Brent, we're talking about you must participate in your own self-rescue. And I'm going to have you kick us off with some ideas on that.
Absolutely. So you all know we have the big five areas of your life. You've all heard of the analogy of the jar. We're going to put the big rocks in first, then fill in the sand with, I got to go to the dry cleaner. I got to go fix the muffler and go to the muffler shop. I got to go to Home Depot and get a new air filter for that. That's all the sand. That's all the busy work, going to coach the kids, catch the basketball game, whatever stuff you got to do. But the big rocks are what? Family, faith, fitness, finances, and fun. I'll say it again slower. Write it down. The big rocks, in my opinion, are family. What's more important than that? Faith, huge. Fitness. Without your fitness, you're a mess, Finances. Any of your finances in a dumpster fire, a dumpster bin fire? And then fun. If you're working all the time, you're not taking time off to go kite surfing or mountain biking or hiking or whitewater river rafting, whatever it is that excites you, that you do for fun, just giving yourself a mental break, an emotional break. For me, it's golf. I love golf. Some people duck hunt. Some people fish in the high Sierras or the Rocky Mountains, or the Smoky Mountains. And go do that stuff. So we're going to kind of break that down. And then the whole topic, of course, you must participate in your own self-rescue. You can't say, and Eric, I want to ask you, have you ever heard this, Eric? People say, well, ignorance is bliss. I'd rather don't know. What you don't know doesn't hurt you.
Yep.
And it's actually not true. What you don't know will kill you. Ignorance is not bliss, And I think if you're ignorant of finances, you'll continue to pay the dumb tax. What's the dumb tax? Your finances are a dumpster fire. And you know who you are. So, or your fitness. Well, I'm just not good at being healthy. I drink soda all day long. I smoke like a chimney, or you're married and you go, yeah, my marriage is okay. And you're just settling for okay. So the whole idea of you must participate, and I'm going to give it to you right back to you, Eric, for some of your thoughts, and your own self-rescue is don't just assume that your marriage is going to get better and don't settle for it, man. Go after it. 3 rules of life. Number 1, life isn't fair. Number 2, you're entitled to nothing. Number 3, no one's coming to rescue you. You must participate in your own self-rescue. If you don't settle for horrible finances, that is not okay. Study it. What you focus on expands. Commit yourself to it because you'll be owned by it. You'll be owned by your bad health. You'll feel terrible. You'll feel lethargic. You'll be owned by your finances, your bank account being overdrawn, not having enough money to make your car payment. How long are you going to settle for that? Let it own you. So you got to focus in on it. So Eric, what are some of your thoughts? I know I put a lot on the table just now, but so what are some of your reactions to what I just said?
Yeah, I love the conversation. And what comes up for me is consciously creating our lives. And when I think back, when I first got started in business, I was all business and I didn't have the faith, family, fitness, finances, fun.
Yep.
I'm still working on
business.
still working on the fun part, but I got the other 4 now.
Yeah, there you go.
And so that's my area that I got to work on, right? And so I think there's value for all of you listening and go, where is it? What's my area or areas that I really need to step up on? And how can I consciously create improving my health, my fitness, improving my spiritual life, improving my marriage? And I found that you can do a handful of these things. And I love what you do, Brent. You get out that yellow tablet and you go find a place that you're really in your creative energy, and you get out your pen and you start creating your future, putting down what it is that you want to create and then focusing your energy on what you want to create, not what isn't working, not the interest rates, not the struggle, but putting the focus on what it is that you want to create. And I'll turn it back to you for anything that you want to add to that.
I love what you said. When the interest rates go up or a client cancels, it's like hurdling, right? And here comes when it's like you're on an escalator and stuff's coming at you and you just got to step over it and go around it, and you're hurdling The car breaks down, step over it. Interest rates go up, step over it. Lender calls and can't do the loan on a purchase contract. The deal, you keep moving forward. You don't stop, let it hit you, knock you to the ground, and then sit on the escalators that pulls you back 200, 300, 400 yards or 200, 300, 400 miles. You got to step over it, keep fighting. And sometimes it feels like you're on a sand dune. Sometimes you feel like the sand's, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, and it's hard work, but you got to do it. So, man, I'm just a believer in making mistakes and learning from them and getting better. And if you can learn from other people's mistakes, that's how you don't pay the dumb tax. So we have a chance coming up. But Eric, you may or may not know this. I found out today. I heard about it last month. But and Rob, can you Google it and look it up by chance? Our faithful engineer in the background, Rob. Tony Robbins is going to do a free training, 3 hours on the 31st of January this month, and then the 1st and the 2nd of January. It's 3 hours a day, and it's no charge. And it's Tony Robbins giving you 3 hours of input, healthy mental and emotional mind tools to be more successful, whether you know him or not. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He's coached presidents. He's coached Olympic athletes. He's coached astronauts. He's coached the top people in finance. The superstars globally, they go to him, the high performers. Have you heard that this is happening at all, Eric? It's happening the end of the month at 3 hours.
Yeah, I've been seeing the marketing on it. I think I even got an email today because I'm on Tony's list. So I have heard about it.
Okay. Rob just pulled it up, our illustrious engineer in the background. I always call him the voice of God, the Wizard of Oz behind the veil. So he pulled it up. It's January 30th, January 31st, and February 1st. I believe it's 3 hours a day, Rob?
TimeToRiseSummit.com, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time daily.
Okay, so it's Pacific time zone, 11 a.m. to 2. Put it in your calendars right now. This is stuff I do to grow. And it's called Time to Rise, right? TimeToRise.com. Oh, excuse me, TimeToRiseSummit.com. Now, some of you are going to listen to this podcast in half a year, like, I missed it. Go look for copies of it on YouTube. Type Time to Rise in YouTube and see if it's posted there. If not, there'll be something else. And so you want to go to this stuff and continuing to wallow in your pain is just a really bad idea. It's like Tony, what do you call it? Time to rise, man. And he's always saying, what else is he always saying? Step up. What does that mean to you, Eric, to step up? Why is Tony Robbins always begging people, you need to step up? What does he mean by that? What is he trying to say to us?
Yeah, when I think about an area of my life like fitness, and last year I was really struggling, Brent. I was having to take naps in the middle of the day because I was so darn fatigued.
Well, you're like 80 years old. I mean, you take a nap at 80, Eric.
Why am I taking naps? And I'm like, just to get through the day. And I'm like, okay, Eric, like what you're talking about with Tony, step up in your fitness. And so you guys can't see this because we're on audio only, but I got my water here. I've got my cashew nuts for my snack, right? So I had to make some changes, had to step up in my fitness, and it meant all kinds of different things, but I needed to stop doing what was causing me to take these naps. And step up might mean, getting your open houses done and doing your prospecting and calling back your clients that you haven't talked to in a while and different things. And we all have that ability. We all can at any time in our lives step up. And, I love Tony's message. He's the guy who he's already made it, and he easily, Brent, could just retire, he could go coast, and he's still out there doing his thing, which is thank God for Tony to do that, to inspire so many people, because he's just so gifted at it.
Absolutely. I mean, okay, imagine Tony Robbins retired. So he goes fishing today. He plays tennis tomorrow. He plays golf on Friday. He lays around on Saturday and Sunday with his family. Monday, he goes boating. Tuesday, he flies to, and a year later, we all love doing those things, but too much of honey will make you sick to your stomach. Too many, you can only cut a steak so thick. You can only walk on so many beaches. The most rewarding thing is to care for another human soul, to help them. What if Tony Robbins became your partner? He actually is a partner and owns either all or part of 121 companies. Robbins Gupta family office, they just made an investment in one of their, I think it was $100 million. I mean, and they're changing lives. If you had a company, you needed 100 million worth of investment, he gave it to you, that would change your life. And so just by the act of investing, you're investing in people, you're investing in companies, and those people and companies are like, thank you, you made all the difference in my life. And he's go, I believe in you. Who do we invest in? People and things we believe in. So I'm excited that he's not stepping down and laying down. I think life is I think it feels best when you're giving, right? When you're loving, when you're serving, when you're caring for another. And so anyways, I had a guy today, I was sitting below at my own office building here before I came into the office, having a cup of coffee before I even came in, just kind of setting myself. And the guy rolls in, he's got a cart, and he picks up this plant that looked like it was probably 80 pounds. Well, whatever it was, he was struggling. And before I could jump up to help him, he got it up and he put it on the cart, and then he relaxed and it shot out, and it hit the bottom of the cart, shot across the room. This thing was heavy. And some guy was right there. He's, oh, here, let me help you. He goes, no, I got it. And he put it against the wall. He goes, I'll put it against the wall. I got it. He goes, okay. And the guy walks off. I go, dude, I jumped up. I said, there's people here that want to help you and love you, man. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to hold this cart. I'm going to help you get this on the thing. He's like, oh, man, thank you. You're not alone. You don't have to do it alone. And I felt good when he left. He goes, thank you. I don't know why I wouldn't accept help from that man. And so it's like, do you want some water? People say no. I go, come on. What do you want? Water? You want some iced tea? You want a cup of coffee? You're going to push through because, oh, I'm fine. No. But come on. What do you want? Hot tea, coffee? Oh, I know you want something. Tell you the truth, I would love a lemonade. I saw lemonade. In fact, you got an Arnold Palmer, little iced tea, little lemonade. And so you got to push through. But I think I'm a little off topic with you must participate in your own self-rescue. And so the next John Maxwell event you hear about, go to it. The next Ed Milet you hear about, go to it. And there's time to do it all. And so you put the big rocks in. When do I go on a date with my husband or my wife? Do I leave the phone at home and just go on a date with no phone? And I'm totally looking in the eyes of my sweetie, fully engaged, not checking my phone. There's a book out right now. It's called How to Break Up with Your Phone. Have you heard of that book, Eric?
You mentioned it on our show yesterday, and I haven't read it, but it sounds amazing.
I just ordered 5 copies. I haven't read it either, but the guy who told me about it, I go, give me 5 copies. And Rob goes, they'll be showing up today. Today at the group of Hawaii, I told him it's how to divorce your phone because I couldn't remember the exact name. Yeah. It's how to break up with your phone because there's a massive global phone addiction. And those of you that scroll too much every day, my son was talking to me about it, 21, is I feel terrible after I spend an hour on my phone. I just feel horrible. And so there's a book on how to break free from that addiction, just like too much smoking, too much drinking, too much whatever, is a bad thing. So, well, let's wrap up today with this though. How do you participate in your own self-rescue? Say on finances, you buy books, like read The Richest Man in Babylon. It talks about how to handle your finances, how to invest, how to save, how to face adversity, how to overcome. You're going to struggle. That's normal. We all struggle. You're struggling in your marriage and your relationship. My wife and I are reading a book called Red Hot Monogamy, and our marriage, and it's a Christian book. If that bothers you, then don't read it. It's like the title says, it's a little spicy, but it's fun, but we're having a good time. And my marriage is getting so good, but we read books, we listen to podcasts, we go to events. I went to a relationship by Tony Robbins with 400 other people, probably 200 couples. It was amazing, life-changing. But you thinking, or I think Tony says this, and I'll give it to you, Eric, and we'll wrap it up. Hope is not a strategy. Hoping your finances get better, I promise you right now, they're not going to get better. I understand you need to have hope. I'm a very hopeful person too. Hoping you get in shape, it's not a strategy. Hoping that you do more sales this year, a strategy to do more sales for lead generation. And it gets done to monthly, weekly, and daily. Quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Annual, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. You break it down. Same thing, fitness. What do you want for this year? Quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Same thing. Like, how am I going to educate myself on finances? I suck. I'm terrible. Annual, I'm going to read 12 books this year, one a month, right? And then I'm going to read, Typically you read 10 pages a day. Most books are 300 pages. Boom, there's your book a month. So now you have a daily number. I hit 10 a day, 10 pages a day. And all of a sudden a year from now, you're a different guy. You're a different gal. You're not weak. You're not like, I'm terrible at that. Well, do something about it. Step up. So you must, not kind of should have, maybe it's a good idea. You must participate in your own self-rescue. Eric's not coming to save you. I'm not. We try to inspire you and motivate you, but you got to go, Daddy's had enough. Mama's had enough. Eric and I were talking just before the show about somebody who went cave. Tell the story, Eric, real quick. We'll wrap it up with the story. That went a guy who went caveman or
gentleman named Spencer Pratt. Heidi Montag is his wife. They lost their homes in the recent LA fires. And a lot of people, there was thousands of homes lost. And many people are grieving, as it's appropriate if you lost your home. And he's like, I'm going caveman. And so
did he say that?
He didn't say those words, but that's what he
you
did.
got. Yeah.
That's what Brent talks about. Brent goes caveman and I do it my way. And so he went and set up a GoFundMe. Brent, there's over $100,000 in this GoFundMe. He started going on TikTok. That's his big app. And
is it for himself? Is the GoFundMe for himself?
It's a GoFundMe for him and his wife to rebuild their house. And he's going on TikTok. That's his go-to social media. And most people are like, I can do one post a day. Brent, the guy's doing like 15 TikToks a day.
Wow.
And he's just exploding. And then check this out. Him and his wife got on Good Morning America. And then she did an album back in 2010. And he starts going on his TikTok. And goes, you can help us by streaming our music. And so the album went #1 on iTunes. It was 10 years ago. And
no way.
The guys
so some people couldn't give. They wanted to help them. They couldn't give.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll stream it on iTunes.
Yeah.
And he's from the way to give.
That's right. Exactly. And he's from the Palisades. And he's like, look, right now I got to take care of me and my family. My parents lost their home. But once we get ourselves settled, I'm going to be out there advocating for the community. So this guy's like total rock star leader emerging. And the thing about it has to do with the energy that he brought to the situation. He took a tragedy and he said, I'm going to have this bring out the best. And we don't need a tragedy to do that. Every one of you listening right now, you can step up and be for your own recovery, step up in your real estate business like you've never stepped up before. Make 2025 your year. Do it for agent attraction. Do it for the stock shares. Do it for Icon, all the stuff. Like, let's go. Let's do it this year. Make it happen.
Yep. Find someone to run with and get it done. So this is our podcast today. It's called the You Must Participate in Your Own Self-Rescue podcast. And you know what area it is, whether it's your family, how to save the relationship with my daughter, my son, my wife, my husband, whoever it is, your mom or your dad, your family, or whether it's your finances, or whether it's your fitness, or whether it's your faith, like I got to pursue God. I feel so empty inside. Do that. Do it. Or fun. You know, what do you do that is just lights you up? I don't know what that is. Maybe you rock climb, and every time you rock climb, you feel so good. Or surf. I know surfing is like spiritual for a lot of surfers. Go surf 1 day a week or 2 days a week, or God forbid you do it 3 days a week or every morning, whatever's important to you. But you put it in a calendar, you execute. Execution trumps strategy every day of the week. Get a strategy, but execute. Progress before perfection. Don't make it perfect. Just start. It'll become beautiful. Eric, thanks for being on today. I think we had a great show for everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Back to you, Eric.
Final word, like I always say, share the podcast with your team. Share the podcast with your organization. Listen to it multiple times. Get the best ideas into your subconscious mind. Let's go out and rock 2025. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, so here's the deal. We have incredible information, video content on my YouTube channel. Go over there and make sure you subscribe. And it's vital that you ring the bell. If you ring that bell every time I put out new content, it's actually going to notify you, and you can get the latest and greatest of what's happening at EXP. Now, don't forget to like me on Facebook, so you can also get that content And then follow me on Instagram. We're hitting everybody high, low, and in between. We're trying to get the information out there so you can build big businesses, revenue share organizations. So go to YouTube right now. Please subscribe and ring that bell. Like me on Facebook and follow me on Instagram. We'll see you out there.